Hey everybody, welcome back for another day number 3 now live from the LDRS Creative Studio. We are super excited to be here for our third and final evening this week, actually. Tonight we're going to be going over in detail the entire new Daybreak collection. As you guys know, I'm terrible at keeping secrets. It's very, very hard for me. So it's always wonderful when I finally get to go through everything with you guys. You may have already seen some of this collection in stores, and hopefully you've been taking a look at our blog today and even at our website to see all that is happening there, all of the amazing projects, new projects that our design team has created. So I'm going to be showing you other projects that they've created, the things you see on our YouTube channel, on our Instagram, on our blog. Those are all brand new, so those were even new for me today, so that was pretty cool. So hello to everybody who's coming in, super excited to see everybody. Hello to Brenda from Kentucky, Wanda who is in upstate New York, Regan Zick is here and apparently she's cracking up over something. Hello to Beverly in Florida and Lori who is in Robert Lee, Texas. Denise Bryant, oh, thank you so much. I'm glad you're enjoying the collection. Linda from South Dakota. Who else is here? Let me see. B is here from Wellesley, Ontario, Canada. Linda is in from San Fernando Valley, California. Cindy, Patty, so happy to see you here too. And Elsie Carter as well. She's coming in from St. Catharines, Ontario. Hello to Cassie Hewlett. Hello, darling. Yay for release day! Hello to Susan and Diane from SoCal, from Southern California. Phyllis Zimmerman is in from Rochester, New York, and Vicki Thomas is right here in Livonia. Oh, and it looks like Melissa is also right here in Michigan. And hello to Paulette in Northwest PA. Regan Zick, you said you were terrible at keeping secrets. I am. I really am. Hello, who else here? It's, I don't know how to say your name. Is it Line or Linny? I'm not sure. L-I-N-E? Maybe you can give me a little sounds like from Montreal. And Susan is in from Northwest Wisconsin. What is that? Lynn, I'm not even sure what that is. Okay, so Lee is here from upstate South Carolina. Mary Frick from the Tampa area. Deanna, hello. Let's see. From Jacksonville. Jacksonville Funshine? What? Jacksonville Funshine. Okay. That's cute. You're really kind of testing me tonight, though. I don't see very well without my glasses on, so I'm like, oh, what does it say? And good evening to Lori from Robert Lee, Texas. Okay, so anyway, let's get rolling. Thank you, everybody, so much for coming in. For those of you that are coming in for even like day number 2 or day number 3 in a row, oh my goodness, thank you. So we've got a big collection here to show you. 39 new items in this collection. The entire thing is called Daybreak. Which really that name, like when I started planning this collection, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of background here. So when I started planning this collection, I wasn't really sure exactly where it was all going to go. So, but I kind of started seeing that I was gravitating towards things that kind of have to do with my life and with my mornings and so on. So my morning routine is quite simple. I start my morning with tea. I have tea and my husband has coffee. And we talk about our day, our upcoming day. We look out at the yard. So we've got these big windows, and we look out at the yard at the bird feeders and the animals that are all coming in and feeding. And so I started thinking as I was looking at some of the products, and I thought, wow, this is really kind of shaping up to be kind of about the joy and the wonder and the excitement of the coming day. And so that was really kind of how I decided to design the rest of the collection and how to lay it out. So is it all about mourning? No, it's not about mourning. But it is really all about like the joy and the hope of the coming day. And a lot of these things, a lot of the images that you see in this, excuse me, exist in my life or exist in many people's lives. Even like, when you're looking at some of the flowers are kind of reaching up to the sun, and opening and stuff, and the sun is coming up, in the morning and so on. So that's kind of like the whole theme, if you will, behind the entire collection. And I called it Daybreak just because, well, one of the sets is actually called Daybreak, but I wanted the collection to be called Daybreak because it really is, like I said, about the joy, the hope, the wonder, the excitement of planning your day and really not knowing what's to come yet, but the excitement that kind of comes along with that. So, oh, Connie says she starts her morning with Earl Grey tea. Very nice, very nice. I actually start mine, what is mine called? It's from Fortnam and Mason, and I think, I'm trying to remember which, the Royal Blend. It is the Royal Blend from Fortnam and Mason. Absolutely, I fell in love with it on a trip for work when I had gone to London, and I've been stuck on it ever since. Anyway, we're going to get rolling. We're going to get started. We are going to have some giveaways kind of randomly throughout here. Don't know, exactly how that's going to go. We'll see. Sometimes it just kind of happens from something that I say. And sometimes, well, were you going to?
I was going to say you got to suck up to Linnea if you want a prize. Tell her how great she is.
Weren't you going to write something? We were going to kind of do a little, so I'm going to tell you this. So Alan, who is my producer / husband, he had this idea, and I know how much you guys love Alan. He has this idea for a question, because sometimes if you're new here, we kind of do like I might kind of slip up and quote something from a movie, or we'll ask a question about something, and kind of whoever first gets the answer right wins. Well, he came up with something that even I didn't know the answer to, and I thought it was very obscure. And I said, there's no way anybody's going to know this. And I'm like, and I don't want anybody to get mad at me. So I think we might try this. And if you guys go dark and say nothing, then I will know that I was right.
The other part of it is you can't look it up.
Oh, and Alan says you can't look it up either. Mind you, this is not going to be the only question, so just don't worry. But we're going to entertain this idea at some point, and we're going to see how it goes. So what is the question? Before we get started, we'll ask the question, because people are asking, what is it? What is it? What is the question? And I promise you, we will get to the reason why we're here today.
I have to look it up.
He has to look it up.
Just to make it accurate.
Oh, for goodness sakes. Reagan said you got spy cameras? Come on, Mr. Hunt, hurry up.
Okay, do you want me to tell you what it is?
Come on, say it loudly so everybody can hear. Actually, you want me to read it?
No.
No, okay.
And we got no principles.
Hold on. This is a quote from what?
It's song lyrics.
These are song lyrics. So if anybody, we have to tell them what's going on first. Okay. These are song lyrics, and if anybody knows what song this is from.
This is not political, although it could be.
Yeah, if anybody knows what song this is from.
And we got no principles, and we got no intelligence.
And we got no principles, and we got no intelligence.
Right. That's it. But
easy. Cindy says easy peasy, and you cannot look it up. You can't look it up. And we got no principles, and we got no... Oh my God!
What?
Is that right? Sharon Gullickson said school's out.
Yeah. See, I told you.
How? How?
It's famous. See?
Did you say that was from like Alice Cooper or something?
Yeah, Alice Cooper.
School's out, yeah. And I'm like, how do I not know that? But I know like Nurse Rosetta. That's what I know from Alice Cooper. Okay, well, Sharon Gullickson, doggone it, darling, you did it again. You have won a $10 gift certificate to LDRS Creative. I am absolutely shocked. And shame on me. So send us an email to customer service at ldrscreative.com. Let us know that you guessed school's out. And wow. That's all I got to say. All right, let's go overhead. We're going to get going. You never heard the nurse song, Sharon? Look it up, Nurse Rosetta. You will think differently of me. Okay. All right, so we're going to get started here. Let me get my glasses. Hello. I'm going to go on to Angie's face now. Oh, my God.
They should have eyebrows.
They should have eyebrows. Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and zoom. Look at that. It's like magic. Zoom. All right, so macarons. So I love macarons. Now, there are two. There's macaroons, and then there's macarons. A macaroon, my husband actually just bought some macaroons from me. Those are, macaroons are, what are they called? They're like coconut clusters with like chocolate and, you know, drizzled on them or dunked in chocolate or something. That is a macaroon, and that's like what we have here in the States. A macaron, this is French. So I had to, I went on a business trip, and I had gone over to London. That's when I fell in love with my tea. And I had a layover in France, and I bought some macarons. And I was hooked. Absolutely loved them. And the shop that I went to was just amazing. It was like 1,000,000 macarons, all different flavors, gorgeous, gorgeous colors. And I love to have them with my tea in the morning. So this really starts off the whole collection. So we did a gorgeous stamp set with macarons. I love that we have the little stack of the 3 macarons. They're all just beautifully tied in a little ribbon. And then we have the separate one here too. The font that we used for all of those sentiments is just super, super sweet. Have a sweet day for my darling. Enjoy the little things. Love you. Be a macaron in a cookie cutter world. I think that's so cute. And of course we have the French bonjour. And we do have coordinating dies, which you can see here as well. So we have them to cut absolutely everything out in this stamp set. Now, before I go any further, for anybody that does not know, all of our stamps are of the highest quality photopolymer. They are made here in the United States, they're fantastic. So we're going to get rolling. I want to show you some sweet, beautiful, simple little cards. Look how cute this is. Look at how darling. Now this one is using the single macaron. We actually just stamped it 4 times, cut it out 4 times, colored it very, very simply. And I'm going to give you a couple little sneak peeks here, and you're going to see this stuff all throughout the collection, so I want to point them out here and there. You're going to notice the little squares here have these sweet little pinpoints on there. Do you see those? That is part of our new pinpoint collection of dies. We have it in the different shapes. We've got squares, ovals, circles, and rectangles. And they're super, super darling. I wanted to do something that didn't have stitching, and so I thought doing these little pinpoints would be super, super cute. And then you'll notice also in the background here, that is done with some of our new stencils. Okay, this one is, we have a stencil set of 7 stencils. You're gonna see it periodically throughout here, but this is one of the 7 stencils, those little kind of random polka dots. So look how darling that is. Simple little note card, so sweet, easy to do. How about this one? Look at that. Enjoy the little things. And again here, we've got those pinpoint circles again. But here we used the larger stack of the macarons with the individual one there. Kind of looks like it fell off there maybe. That's the one that I'm going to eat first. Oh, Sharon said I had to expand my screen to see what a pinpoint was. It looks like a teeny little pinpoint. Like you took a little pin and just poked it in there. And then here we're showing the stack of macarons by itself, and of course we're showing that with the rectangle pinpoints. So, so sweet. I love the color combinations, and it's just so easy to do. And some, you know, if you're asking, do we have a stencil that goes with this? No, I didn't do a stencil because they're so doggone easy to color. So, yeah, isn't that just sweet? Doesn't that just make your mouth water? It makes mine water.
It's probably a good stamp to, if you're not familiar with coloring, to actually color in.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
It's so big and it's so
yeah, the lines
to shade it.
Yeah, you're exactly right. The lines are real simple. The lines are thicker. There isn't a whole lot of shading. There isn't a whole lot that goes. It's a really great stamp set, if for a beginner or even to practice on if you want. Linda says, I want some now. Oh, Amy, you've never had a macaron? Oh my goodness, they're so wonderful. They're kind of, fluffy and light, and there's a little bit of sweetness in the center. They're just wonderful, super wonderful. You could pop the whole thing in your mouth, but I like to eat it daintily and take like 4 bites to eat the whole thing, and they're only like about this big. They're really small, but you got to make it last. Okay, now we've got eucalyptus. So I'm going to kind of tell you some little stories maybe as we go through this. So eucalyptus, I absolutely love plants, flowers, gardening, all of that. So for me, anything to do with gardening, plants, flowers, that all to me does have to do with the morning, because that's when everything comes to life, especially if you've had a little bit of a drizzle, a little bit of a rain overnight or early morning, and then the sun is up and everything just starts to open up and reach for the sky. And so anytime I'm dealing with plants or looking at plants, I'm always thinking really about that. I just think it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. Spring is my favorite time of year because the earth, at least here in Michigan, it comes to life. But with eucalyptus, the reason I wanted eucalyptus in this collection was I was very, very close to my grandmother, my maternal grandmother. We were incredibly close, and she always loved koala bears. And koala bears eat eucalyptus. And so I've just always had this little thing. When I look at eucalyptus, I think of her. And one of the things that, like, I often think of her in the mornings as well, because she always loved cardinals. And you've seen me use cardinals in some of our collections as well. And we have cardinals that come every morning to feed right outside the window at the feeder. And every time I see those, I think of her. So anyway, this is why we have the eucalyptus. And I wanted to do the eucalyptus in a way so that you could create whatever kind of arrangement that you wanted with the eucalyptus. So instead of just doing one, bouquet or spray or whatever of eucalyptus, I wanted to have individual little stems of it. And then also individual little leaves or whatever, so that you could arrange them and make it look like maybe some had fallen off or something, and just have some beautiful options with your creations. And then, of course, we have the leaves over here separate, and then the sentiment says, "You are my everything." And if you look on the back of this, you will see it does say that we have a stencil layering guide on the inside of the packaging insert. So when you open up the packaging insert, it opens like a book. It'll have the stencil layering guide in there. We show you what the coordinating products are, and they're right here. So this is the dies, and we have 1 die for every single piece in the stamps. And then, of course, we have the layering stencils to make your coloring easy. There are 2 stencils in here. It also says stencil layering guide inside. For those of you that don't know what a stencil layering guide looks like, I am going to show you. We started doing this year with our new packaging, or not this year, I'm sorry, in the middle of last year. In the summertime, we launched new packaging, and the new packaging includes stencil layering guides. So if your packaging says on the back stencil layering guide inside, then it's going to open just like this one. We're more than likely going to have a couple of card samples there, and kind of explaining what products were used so that you can recreate that look. And then here we lay out which stencil is going to color up which piece, where the colors go on the stencils, and then what the end result is. Okay, so super, super easy. And then, of course, everything has you can see all the little lines that are on here. Let me show you this one. All the little lines, those little etched lines, those are all of your alignment guides to help you line things up really easily. We have a lot of videos on YouTube where I really explain those in detail. We talk about those. We go over them. I show you demonstrations. We craft together. We're going to be doing a lot more, starting with this collection, even starting next week. So if you're not familiar with what those alignment guides are, please join us for Thursday nights. We almost every Thursday. I do a live, and it's a craft along. It's a class. You don't have to pay for it, but we go over a lot of technique and explaining a lot of the fun details of the products. So here we have a gorgeous eucalyptus card, just in the green, so it looks very natural. How about this one if you want to do a rainbow look? Look how gorgeous that is. So you can have whatever you want your imaginary eucalyptus to look like. It's so, so fun. Now this one we have on the rectangle, pinpoint rectangles. This one you're seeing on a brand new mixed postage die set. So if you remember, we had the mixed scallop dies that everybody loves so much, and now we've introduced the mixed postage. But this is so fun. So we've gone ahead with some of the little eucalyptus sprigs there. We've die cut after coloring them in, and then just in gray we stamped another row behind them. And it's just so, so beautiful. And then we went and we paired it with a different sentiment. It also shows you how versatile our products are in that you can mix and match a lot of products together. All right, so this is the eucalyptus. Absolutely love this bundle. So I really wanted to have some zoomed in flowers. So we've done 2 sets. Thank you, Myrna. I love that eucalyptus. I absolutely love it. Oh, somebody's asked, I just tried to find the new Postage stencil set. Is it available on the website? The Postage stencil set it's called Picnic. And yes, it should be there. Alan, can you double check?
Oh, okay.
Sharon, when you go just to the home page, if you click on the banner for the new collection, that should take you to everything in the collection, and you should see it's the picnic postage stencil. Okay. Do you use the stencils? Did you use the stencils on both cards? All right, let me go back here. Yes, the stencils were used on both cards. So the stencils were used in green on this card, and then the stencils were used in a variety of colors on this one. All stenciling. Easy peasy. Okay? All right, so the grand bouquet. Oh my gosh, I really wanted some kind of large zoomed in flowers. So if you remember me saying a few minutes ago how much I love gardening and gardens. And so I also love watercoloring, and I love easy coloring, like with markers, pencils, things like that. And also with stencils. So I wanted to have some really large florals that so this is like a 5x7 larger stamp set, almost 5x7. It's about 5x7 for the full stamp set, including the 2 sentiments here. With this one, we're kind of looking at the flowers, excuse me, the flowers like from the side, and you can kind of see the sides of the flowers as they're opening up toward the sun. And we've got some little, those could be either berries or maybe they're little dewdrops that have kind of trickled and fallen. We have 2 sentiments, the best is yet to come, and for someone special. You can see how stunning that is colored up. And I'm going to show you some really fun techniques on the cards with these larger flowers, okay? Because I absolutely love the look. Now we also have the layering stencils here, 3 layering stencils. When you look on the back, you can see exactly what the stencils look like. It does say that we have a stencil layering guide inside. And if you've noticed on our new packaging, we have some really beautiful images just to kind of show you what these flowers can look like once they're colored up. So I'm going to show you this one. This card, first of all, was watercolored. This one does not use the stencils. But this one, you can see this large flower, which is bigger than an A2 card. This is what it would look like on an A2. So you could fit this even, like you could actually use this and get the full thing on a 5x7 if you like larger cards, or just kind of trim it just a little bit and use it on an A2. Look how stunning that is. It really, I mean, it's just gorgeous. So Cassie, who is on tonight, Cassie Hewlett, she is on our design team. She is an amazing watercolor artist, and this is one of hers. Isn't that gorgeous? So she sends these to me, and then guess what? I get to keep them. I loves them. Here's one where we've actually cut into it. So this one we stamped, and then we stenciled it, right? We stencil colored. We trimmed it with, now this is another pinpoint. Those are ovals, 1, 2, 3 ovals. The oval here is fitting beautifully the sentiment. And then if you notice in the background, remember on that first card that I showed you, we had those tiny little circles in the pink? This is another one of the stencils, but it's a larger circle, and that's what you're seeing in the background with those circles. Look how stunning that is. How about this one? Here's one where we went ahead and we stamped it, we stenciled it, and then we cut it a couple of times with the pinpoint rectangles and just used the corners to create a really gorgeous and unique layout. So fun. And again, mixing and matching some of our sentiments from our other sets. How about that one? So gorgeous. Now this one is actually done in the colors that you see on the packaging, in the beautiful purples with a golden yellow in the center, and the sentiment then is backed with 2 layers of the pinpoint rectangle. I know that pink and green, isn't that stunning? Gorgeous. They're just so beautiful. So you don't always have to have the full flower on a card. What I really wanted was to have these large zoomed in flowers on a card. They're so stunning. I just love the way it looks. You know, I mean, I love having smaller flowers on there as well, but this is just such a gorgeous kind of updated look. It's just so beautiful. So that is the Grand Bouquet. So the next one I've called In the Garden. So this is another 5x7 stamp. This one is a full 5x7. There's no sentiments with this one. It's a single 5x7 stamp. And this one is though you took a camera and you took the picture looking straight down at that garden. So these flowers, you don't see any of the stems or anything from the side. You're looking straight down at it from the top. So you have one large 5x7 stamp. Okay, this is what it looks like. It actually looks almost kind of, these are pinks on your camera. It might look a little bit red. Think about this. You could actually use this as for Christmas if you want. But we've got layering stencils with this one as well. Okay, 3 layering stencils there. Look how beautiful that is. Again, with the pinpoint rectangles. Stamped, we've gone ahead and colored it up with the stencils, and then just add a sentiment and die cut it. How about this one? Now this one, stamped in black, we've only colored one focal point, one flower. Now this one we've got those pinpoint squares again, but if you notice in the back, remember the hand-torn dies that we've got? We have the hand-torn dies in the square, circle, rectangle, and the ovals. And we had a lot of requests for something that could layer up over those. That is the main reason why we designed the pinpoints. The pinpoints can be used by themselves, but they also layer perfectly over top of the hand-torn dies without covering up any of those hand-torn edges. So they align perfectly, beautifully. And now how about that one? Oh my. Guess who? That one is Cassie once again. And this one she has gone and layered up over our new postage, mixed postage die. Stunning. Stunning, stunning, stunning. Amazing florals. Just bright, large, beautiful florals. And I will tell you too, neither of these flowers is a real flower. They're artisan. These are just creative, artistic, hand illustrated, imaginary flowers, if you will. They're not real flowers that you would find in the garden. It's not like, you know, a rose or a, you know, or whatever. They're just artistic creations. Just lovely, gorgeous flowers. I wouldn't mind having flowers like these though. They're so pretty. Okay. I know, Karen, that purple, isn't it amazing? Stunning. Okay, so who loves stack and collage? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. So we have some new stack and collage. We added, so I really wanted to do something with silhouettes. So the silhouettes collage, this is one of the new stack and collage stamps. 4x6 stamp set. Look at the amazing inspiration on the back. So pretty. So in here We have all kinds of flowers and foliage. We've got some little critters, dragonflies, butterflies. We have the sun, we have the moon, and then we also have like a little polka dot here. So you could actually use those just as dots if you want. But that can also be the sun. Myrna's waving. For me. And then our Texturize It, the original Texturize It stamp set was so hugely popular, and we had so many requests for another. So we've come out with now Texturize It 2. So all brand new textures. We've even added some postage in here because we added to our stack and collage, we added a postage collage section of that. And so we decided to add some of the little postage pieces in here because we can use those to texturize our postage collage cards, or any of our stack and collage cards. We can add these there as well. We've even got like some like the 1 cent, 25 cents, 3 cents, and so on. We have the individual numbers here. 0 through 6 is here, 7, and then 8. And there's a little circle there that will actually, you can actually circle like 1 or 2 numbers at a time, just kind of for fun. And then we have some postage words down here like first class, forever, fragile, and then cents. So super, super fun. You can see how we've added them on this card with the macarons on the back, just for some inspiration. So I'm going to show you some cards that were done with these. Look at that. Look how sweet that is. Now this one is using these beautiful silhouettes. We've got some of the texture in here from the Texturize It. All of these circles, even the sun, those are using the pinpoint circles, believe it or not. Even this half circle here, we just trimmed it. Actually, it's like a third circle. And then we've layered it up over the hand-torn circle. So, so fun. Easy to do. All of the little bugs are all in the silhouette collage as well. How about this one? Look how sweet that is. Now, you're going to see a couple of cards, actually, these next 2 cards are using the same color scheme here. But they're so, so pretty. So it's the same kind of concept with both, where we have stamped all of the silhouettes like along the bottom. We bring in some of the critters up and around, add in some texture, and it's all done over some beautiful blended color with our hybrid inks. Isn't that beautiful? Here we did it with squares, and this is all pinpoints. We've got the squares, we have the rectangle, we have the rectangles for the sentiment, and then here we did it with the pinpoint circles. They're just so, so fun, super easy to do. You really can't go wrong. You can't make any mistakes with this. And all of those texturizes, if you look at all of the textures that are all throughout behind, okay? It's not just a few things up around the top. I mean, they're all in there in the bottom, all throughout the entire thing. I just love that look. They're so beautiful. Now, you could change this up, do any color combination that you want. You could do this exact same thing, but change up your color blending in the background. Maybe instead of a moon, you put a sun, and you do this with beautiful yellows, orange, and pink, and make it look like the sun, you know, is rising. I mean, they're just so gorgeous. Beautiful. And keep in mind, too, both of these, the silhouettes, the Texturize, you can use these, mix and match with all of your stack and collage, with all of the postage that you've got, with all of your puzzles, all right? You can, your puzzle stamps, you can really kind of mix these with any of your cards, even with our flowers, our florals. So if I wanted to take, you know, one of my floral cards and add like something like this, if I wanted to take and put some texture in here, I could do that with my Texturize It. If I wanted to put a little, you know, butterfly in here or something, I can add anything I want with these. You can just have a lot of fun, and it just adds a whole other dimension to your card making. So that is the 2 new stack and collage stamps that we have. So I've mentioned the postage collage already. So in the All Occasions collection that we released back in, what was it, November? We had 2 brand new postage collage there. I think the very first time we ever released it was at HSN over the summer. And the 2 that we had at HSN over the summer sold out like that. And so then we've released 2 in our prior collection that were absolutely fantastic. We've had to restock both of them already. And so they're hugely popular. And so we wanted to add a whole bunch of stuff to it. And this is exactly what we did. So the new theme is picnic postage. So it's all about picnics. So we have the picnic postage collage stamp set. So all of these little icons in here and all of the little stamp-like sentiments all have to do with picnics. So this one says like, keep calm, have a picnic, picnic state of mind, life's a picnic. This one says, sending a little sunshine your way. Every day is a picnic with you. Let's go somewhere, meet at the park. Picnic airmail. I mean, they're just so, so cute. Okay, so that is your stamp set. And then we have the picnic postage collage layering stencils. 4 layering stencils in here. So again, we show the 4 stencils plus the layering guide. Okay, and this is what your, where is it? Let me see. This is what it's going to look like. Isn't that gorgeous? So, so, so gorgeous. So beautiful. I just love these. So we have like the little bees and the flowers, the little basket of apples, everything you could think of with a picnic. Butterflies, flying a kite, watermelon on the little, picnic tablecloth, and of course lemonade. And we all know the bees are going to be hanging around. We're going to have some butterflies. And then this is all done on the postage collage dies. Okay, so we had the nested scallop postage collage in the prior collection. Now we have the postage collage dies, and just so you know, they're the exact same layout. Okay, every single one of them is the exact same layout. So if you have the other, you can mix and match with this one with everything. It can all be used together. So you can see now that we have the single die for the frame. You get that beautiful postage edge. We have the little circles in the center there, and when you cut those little circles out with scissors, if you cut in the middle, you then create that little postage pattern all around each of those pieces. Now you've cut them apart, and you can stamp them or stack them into a little collage, just like so. And then you can even see here on both of these cards where we have stamped several of these little stamps, and the little icons are even stamped in the background. Some of them are cut out with the dies, and that's where all of these accessory dies come in. Okay, so all of those accessory dies are going to line up with the similar shaped stamps that are in this set. Not every single one of these has a die, only where you see that same shape. Others you'll be able to stamp over the top or in the background, however it is you want to craft with them. Okay, super, super fun. This one, I don't know if you could see those little pinpoints in the back on that teal color, but we've actually stacked the postage collage die on top of the rectangle pinpoint in the background. Perfect, and you can still see that beautiful pinpoint edge. Okay. How about this one? It goes this way. Now this one, we've gone ahead and we've actually stacked it on top of our mixed postage in the background there, that bright pink. But this one is a little bit different because instead of showing off, I should say, the postage collage die, we've actually layered over the postage collage layering die. And that's what you're seeing on top here in pink. I don't know if you can see that dimension. Can you see that on the camera? There's a lip there. Okay, so by cutting with this frame here, it outlines and frames everything that you're going to be stenciling with your stencils. And it gives you like these little inset windows, which is really, really fun. And then if you want to take it one step further, you can actually use your postage collage masking stencils. If you wanted to get color into the background, like this one. You can use your masking stencils, so you can use the negative, which is the big one in the background. That's what you can lay over to get that color blended in the background. You can use the positives, like if I want to, let's say I want to stamp in this particular one here, in this little square. I can use the positive images to overlay on the top of these two since they're coordinating. right? Or since they're sized and shaped, right? Just to block those off and make sure I don't stamp in those areas. And now I can stamp in this one without getting anything in this rectangle or this rectangle. That's what you do with those positive shapes. Just kind of tape them over the top to block off the areas where you don't want to get ink. Okay? So full collection here. So we have the new Postage Collage dies, the layering collage dies, and just so you know, I forgot to mention, all of the little accessory dies in the layering die set are slightly smaller than the accessory dies in the Postage Collage because they will layer up over each of these as well. Okay? And then you also have your masking stencils. And then look at how gorgeous that is. Again, using the silhouettes. And if I wanted to, I could have brought in some of my Texturize It and added even more texture in there to make it even more interesting. Okay? Super, super cool. Couple more examples. Look how fun that is. If you just give those a little trim down the center, you can create all kinds of fun arrangements and collages. All different color schemes. They're just so pretty. All right. Thanks. Still quite new with this high-tech way of card making here. Oh, Lynn, you're so sweet. You know what, Lynn? If you are just getting started, make sure you join us on Thursday nights. Thursday nights at 7 p.m. like tonight. Now, tonight is not a crafting night. Tonight is a night where we're showing off the entire new collection. But starting next Thursday, I'll be doing live crafting, and it'll say Craft Class Live. It's not anything you have to pay for. It is completely free. And I teach, we make a card. There's a bundle you can purchase ahead of time if you want. It's not required. You can watch if you want. And you can just learn, and it's a lot of fun. Okay, so we had added the puzzle sets last summer. We did our very, very first puzzle sets. It was a new addition to our Stack and Collage collection. We started with the puzzle frames, so some of you may already have this. Okay, this is not new. But the reason I point it out is I always want to make sure you guys know what the puzzle scenes go with. Once you have your puzzle frames set, you don't need another one of these. You only need one set of these. Okay? And then we keep adding to it with new puzzle scenes. All right? If you don't have puzzle frames, we do have these available. It is a fantastic set to have. You have one large puzzle stamp here. Excuse me. And then you have individual little puzzle pieces there so that you can enhance your large puzzle stamp shapes, or you can create your own. And again, we've got videos showing how easy it is to do this. And super fun. And it is really goof proof. We show you on the back here, an example of what it ends up looking like. And I will show you a card in just a moment. The new puzzle scenes is called Daybreak. Okay, so this is the collection name is Daybreak. And so all of these images in here have something to do with my morning, my thought process, my joy in planning and so on and so forth, and with morning and the coming day in order to have the best day ever. With the exception of that little guy right there. Why did I put a rooster in there? I do not have a rooster. I do not live on a farm. But when we built this house here where we live right now, it's a much older area. And so there is no real association, but there is kind of, like, it's an association that's like, I don't know, 50, 60 years old or something like that. And the only thing really there, the only restriction we have, according to the association, is that we thought this was so funny, we can't have a rooster. Why would I want to have a rooster? I mean, I don't know why I would want a rooster. I love birds, but I have a love-fear of birds. I love them, but I love them when I'm behind glass, okay? I have no reason to want, I've been chased by birds. It totally freaks me out. So I just thought that was hilarious. I thought, I'm going to put a rooster in there because, roosters, they, of course, they cock-a-doodle-doo, bright and early in the morning. And I do think they're absolutely gorgeous. So this is my one way of getting a rooster. I don't have to be afraid of it, and it doesn't make any noise, and it's not going to break the association's rule. So, oh, Denise said, we had a rooster next door to us. They got rid of him. Is that a wink, wink, Denise? They got rid of him? I'm not sure. Oh, Lisa says geese are terrifying. I was actually chased by a duck. I lived in a subdivision this was when I was probably about 20 years old. I think I was home from school in the summer, and Shannon, the girl down the street from us, always had different animals, and for some reason she loved ducks. And she had this duck named George, and I went to help George one day because he was kind of in the street. We didn't live in a busy street or anything, but he was in the street drinking out of a puddle, and it kind of worried me, so I went to just kind of shoo him away, and he didn't appreciate it, and he turned on me, and he literally chased me all the way home, flapping those wings, and it was just... I think I have PTSD.
It always upsets you when you tell that story.
It does. It upsets me a lot when I tell the story. Puts me right back there again. Okay, Daybreak. You guys sick of my stories yet? My goodness. No, I could never kick them. Oh my goodness. No, Sharon, I couldn't kick them. Now I could eat them. I do like duck. I really like duck, but I couldn't kick them. Okay, so here is a gorgeous example of what you can do. So this one, we've gone ahead and we stamped just this large single stamp here. We did add a couple little arches with this stamp right here. All right, so you just stamp it in there, stamp it wherever you want to add your arches. There's another one over here. And then you just start stamping. So like here's your rooster. He goes right in there. I've got some little leafy pieces. I put those in there. Okay, those go in the corners. You can kind of see by the shape of these where they can go. All right. I can do cards in this direction or I can do cards in this direction, however I want. Now, this one, we've stamped all these images in here and we stamped them all in black and then we just colored them up with markers. Now, another way to go, if you don't want to do coloring, instead of stamping all the images in black, stamp them in different colors. Excuse me. Like stamp these flowers in pink. Stamp the rooster here in red. Stamp the cups here in blue, and so on. That way you don't have to do any coloring. That's actually how we did it. If you see on this little Christmas one in the background here, or on the back, you can see how we stamped them in different colors. So there was no coloring involved on that card. So it makes it super, super easy. Okay, so really, really fun. We've also goof-proofed it the way that we've sized everything and with the thickness of the lines in this collage, so that they line up beautifully, and you're not going to be overlapping very easily. So that's one example. Here's another example where we went ahead that way, where we went ahead and instead of stamping that large frame, that large collage frame, we just stamped a bunch of shapes off on a piece of cardstock, stamped our little images inside, colored them up, just trimmed them with some scissors, and then layered them up. Really easy. Those are all just layered up on this little just foam. Okay? How about something like that? Look how beautiful that is. Same stamp. So we stamped 3 rectangles, stamped 3 of the tulips, only colored 1 of them in. And guess what's in the background there? In the background there is the grand bouquet. I think it's the grand bouquet. Looks like it.
Yeah.
No, that one's not the grand bouquet. Nope. Could have been.
Looks like it.
That one's actually, I think that's in the garden. Yeah, that's in the garden. I'm seeing the curves here. Okay. So we just stamped gray on gray. No coloring.
Oh, yes,
Gives you a gorgeous background that's just another way to use these beautiful large florals. Create a background with them. Pop them up on foam. Easy peasy. Here's another one, okay, where we stamped the shapes, stamped some of your scenes, color them in. You can see those, another one of our stencils in the background. That's little flowers in blue. Okay, so now we've seen the big circles, the little circles, and now we're seeing the flowers for the stencils. All right, so that is the new puzzles. I absolutely love this. Look at him. We have chipmunks. We have the bird feeder. I have my tea in the morning. We always have birds. Well, the sun comes up. We have trees in the back. I don't do toast, but my husband does and my son does. We have the alarm clock here, old-fashioned alarm clock because we're old. We've got bunnies and birds. Again, tea with maybe some little cookies here, bees buzzing around, butterflies. It's just so, so fun. Everything to do with, really with my yard. Love it. Okay. Next up. All right, so I have a terrible fear of heights. You guys are learning so much about me tonight. I'm going to get a quick drink here. I have a paralyzing fear of heights, and which I learned, well, up high one day, doing like one of those kind of, tree maze things where you climb up the trees and then you go like, across things between trees. And yeah, I didn't last very long and I literally froze. That was when I realized I'm absolutely terrified. But one of the things I do love is like, you see those events, like they're usually in the morning, which is why I put this into this collection, usually in the morning, and you see all of those gorgeous hot air balloons up in the skies. You see these pictures of them and videos, and they're just amazing. I would never go up in one, but I would love to go to a hot air balloon kind of a show where you just see a gazillion of them. And so that's what this is. This is a 6x6 3D embossing folder. Okay, absolutely stunning. We've got the clouds, all these different hot air balloons. And then we have the layering stencils. There's 2 layering stencils in here, okay? One of them is for the balloons and one of them is for the clouds, and we do have the stencil layering guide on the inside. And then we also added, we always have a lot of people asking for more word dies, so I wanted to add some travel word dies. Cindy says, but you love to travel. How do you do on a plane? I'm okay if I'm closed in. It's when I have like an open space, like standing on the ledge or an edge, the edge of something, or even if there's like a ledge and a rail, I need to be like, a few feet back from that rail. Like when we went to the Grand Canyon, I did not go up to the rail at all. I have to be a few feet back. It actually makes me, I lose my balance. It's like an equilibrium issue with me. It's horrible. But in a plane, I'm okay. I don't love it, but I literally watch a movie the entire time, so I don't really pay attention to what's going on. But I do love to travel, and so I guess I love to travel more than I worry about the fact that I'm up in the air. So travel word dies. We have 14 dies in here in total. Because we have a shadow die for each of them. So then there's separate words. So one of these, this one says take, flight, bon voyage, and then enjoy the journey. Okay? And I'm realizing now we probably should have put these on the back. See, this is where it's like afterthought. Why didn't I think of that? But yeah, they're absolutely wonderful. And the fun thing is you can do things like this. Look how gorgeous that is. Now this was actually done. You can see that dimension on there with the 3D embossing folder. This is one where we actually inked. We inked the negative space, the backside of the 3D embossing folder, and then just embossed it with that ink in there, and then it just gets that beautiful color in the background. It looks like watercolor because you kind of spritz it with a little bit of water. And then the take flight, of course, is from the travel word dies. And we have this all die cut and popped up on the mixed postage dies. So gorgeous. Now, I do know over on Melanie, I think I saw Melanie Smith out here. So Melanie actually, earlier today, it's Melanie Smith on her YouTube channel. She was actually using the hot air balloons. And I haven't popped. I had to leave because I had a meeting I had to get into. But I'm going to head back there and see what her final project was, because she does such a beautiful job. So if you don't already know Melanie, if you're still here, feel free, please, to pop up a link to your YouTube channel and your video. I'm sure everybody would love to see what you created. Next up, there you go. So Melanie's giving you some information there too. So please, everybody, make sure you check that out. Oh, and check out, she's one of the Letterpress babes. So she does some gorgeous, gorgeous letterpress on the Letterpress babes as well. So make sure you check those out. Okay, so we started with our product suites. A product suite is a collection of products that are designed to go together, and there's 3 or more products together. And so when you see this bright pink packaging, you know that that is part of a product suite. So this one is called Fruit Tree. So I have always wanted, I live in Michigan, so we don't have lemon trees and orange trees and all that. But I always thought that it would be fantastic to just be able to step out the back door in the morning, pick some oranges, pick some lemons, whatever it was, get some citrus fresh off of the tree. So now I have it. So this is my Fruit Tree stamp. There are 4 stamps in here. This is a large 5x7 set. So you can see the size of this one stamp right here. We have 3 different sentiments in here. Hope springs eternal. So many of my smiles begin with you, and today is another amazing day. All 3 of those sentiments you have seen used on projects that I've been showing you throughout this entire, evening here. So notice we have stencil layering guide on the inside. We show you what this looks like in color, and that there are coordinating items there. So here is the embossing folder. It's a gorgeous 6x6 3D embossing folder. Absolutely amazing. Now these images are identical, okay? Identical in size, identical in every way, shape, or form, except this is a stamp and this is a 3D embossing folder, all right? So knowing that those are both identical tells you that you can use the Fruit Tree layering stencils on both the stamp and the 3D embossing folder. We have the layering guide on the inside here. We're showing you the different stencils, okay? So this is going to work with both of those. It's great to actually have all of them, because you can do so many things when you have the entire product suite. That also tells you that you can use the coordinating dies on all of that as well. So here you're going to have one large die to cut out that large arrangement of the fruit on the tree. Plus we have one for each of the sentiments, plus a shadow die for each of those sentiments, okay? So all of these products right here can be mixed and matched together. And you can create gorgeous things like this. Look at the dimension on that. Now this one is done with just the embossing folder and the stencils. For the Fruit Tree, we stamped the sentiment, and then we cut it out with the die. This one is also on the pinpoint rectangle, and then we've also placed it on our hand-torn rectangle to give you that beautiful hand-torn edge. One little tidbit about all of the hand-torn dies. They are nested. There's multiple dies in each of those sets. Every single hand-torn edge is unique. Okay, no 2 are alike. So it's always going to look unique and hand-torn. Here is one where we've turned them into oranges. Okay, so you can have them be lemons if you want. Color them orange and you've got oranges. And this one we've paired it with our mixed postage dies. We've die cut it, trimmed it in half, so you have one piece of it over here and then another little piece of it over here. Okay, just pop those up on foam. How about that one? Same concept with lemons. This one is stamped, die cut, and then we just kind of put part of it over here, trim it off, and then take that piece that's left there and bring some of it up into the corner here. So beautiful. Popped up on foam for gorgeous dimension. And then how about that one? So pretty. And then of course, guess who? That is Cassie again. Now, can you see that dimension? That is all hand-painted watercolor. That's on the with the embossing folder. Just amazing. Amazing. You know, one thing you can do, you know, you can actually use your stencils when you're hand painting, like when you're watercoloring. If you're going to use your stencils, and let's say you use like a dye ink, you could actually apply that little bit of ink with your brush, and then you could take your water brush, a damp water brush, and move that paint around inside of that stencil over it, just kind of to give you a little bit of a boundary or a guideline. The stencils really help to kind of define the space for you visually too when you're working with the 3D embossed image instead of the stamped image. So absolutely stunning with the fruit tree. Yes, Cassie does do a great job, doesn't she? She's fantastic. Okay, so we've got just a little bit more to go. Got to go over our new letterpress. Oh, okay, so we loved that amazing vintage typewriter in the last collection so much. I loved it, and I do have a love for Victorian phones, so I thought it would be really fun with the press and foil. It's press and hot foil. For those of you that don't know, you can letterpress with these. You can also hot foil with these, okay? So if you love doing both of those, these are great for you. If you only love to letterpress, these are great for you. If you only love to hot foil, these are great for you, okay? So we have this beautiful Victorian phone, which you can see on the back here. All right, we have a little sample on the back. And then we've also got three sentiments, one that says ring ring, then we have call me sometime, and you had me at hello. And then of course the coordinating die, okay? So some really pretty card samples. Here we have it in a beautiful kind of an aqua color, and it says call me sometime on the inside. How cute is that? And it is all stacked up on that the mixed postage dies that you're going to be seeing shortly, I promise you. The phone is totally cool. Isn't it rockin' cool? And look how big that is. It's so, so pretty. So here we're seeing it in purple with the ring ring. This one we're using the oval, the pinpoint oval, pinpoint rectangle in the background, and layered in between is some of that mixed postage. And I don't know if you can see it there, but we've actually taken some of our Texturize It's, our new Texturize It 2 stamps, and we put some texture on that purple layer as well. So, so pretty. And then here is that yellow sample that you saw on the back of the packaging. Gorgeous. In gray, so you don't even, none of these, well actually this one we colored, but these two you can see we didn't even color it. You just press it in a color or hot foil it in a color. And it's amazing just on its own. Very quick and beautiful cards. So it would not be a collection of letterpress if we didn't have some gorgeous flowers. So we had to come up with some amazing flowers. I love flowers so much. So we have velvet petals. I started looking at, you know, thinking of like with this this Victorian phone. I started looking at like real kind of vintagey, you know, like maybe flowers that don't even exist anymore, but did, you know, at one time. So we came out with these gorgeous, gorgeous velvet petals. You can see how stunning they are on the back here. So, so beautiful. This one has two amazing flowers where, you don't even have to color these in if you want. You could just do these, like here we're showing it in like a gold foil where we foiled it. You could leave it just like that if you wanted as well. We do have dies and stencils, so here's the coordinating dies to cut each of those out. And then if you want to color them, layering stencils, there's two stencils here, stencil layering guide on the inside, and we show you what they look like once they're colored up with your stencils. And then here are some beautiful cards. So here's one in pink where we have letterpressed. I can feel that gorgeous texture. We've letterpressed it and went ahead and stenciled it in a beautiful pink. Look at it in green. How gorgeous. And you can see all of those dies that I've been mentioning, all layered up, a gorgeous gold. And then how about Cassie's Magic? Oh my gosh. I mean, seriously, look at that. Yeah, like an antique rose. It's like one of those old looking, you know, vintagey roses. It's so stunning. With a little just a note. This just a note was actually in a prior collection where it's literally just the letterpress plate of just a note. And I think we have 3 or 4 different sentiments like that. But that is actually, it's not foiled. It's actually letterpressed in a gold because I can see that dimension. I can see how that is into the paper. So stunning. Oh my gosh. So gorgeous. Okay, so that is the velvet petals. Next up is Victorian petals. Completely different flower. This one has 2 flowers on the single stem. Look how beautiful that is. And of course we have the coordinating die. This one's a little bit smaller. The coordinating die. And then the layering stencils with the stencil layering guide. And here you can see what the flowers look like on the back. Absolutely gorgeous. How about this? Look at that. Off the page a little bit. Enjoy the journey. That's from our travel dies. Just off the page. We letterpress them. We color them in with the stencils. And how about this one? Ah! Now this one is really rockin' cool because we letterpressed in black multiple times. And then we letterpressed each of those again, colored them with the stencils, and then we used the pinpoint squares to cut them apart into pieces and pop up those pieces in foam. So beautiful. How about that one? Or this one, watercolored from Cassie. And then this one has one of the other letterpress dies, Thinking of You. Aren't these stunning? Look at those. Gorgeous. We're almost at the end, I promise. Fireworks. I love this. So the fireworks, these are 2 large fireworks dies. Look how stunning those are. Okay, you get 2 press plates. So you're letterpressing and or hot foiling. And look at that. We just letterpress in 3 different, actually we use multiple colors to ink each of those and then letterpress them. And look at that. Have you ever seen fireworks like this in card making? With a bon voyage in the middle. I love that those dies are separate words because now you can place them however you want on your card. But the great thing is I really wanted to do fireworks in a way that you could kind of mix it up and do it however you want. Instead of giving you 1 die that had fireworks arranged for you, I wanted to give you 2 different plates like this so that you could arrange your fireworks however you want. So you can customize it really easily. So here we're showing it in the orange now too. So we're showing 2 different combinations, if you will, of the same card. 2 different color combinations. All right? Gorgeous. I love these. Absolutely love these. Okay, so we're almost done. The last thing I want to show you. Actually, you know what? We should do a giveaway before we do any more. People are probably wondering, what happened to those giveaways? We're going to do a giveaway. I'm going to have Linnea pick a name. All right, so Linnea, if you will do me a favor, please. If somebody wants to win, put a comment out there and say, me, I want to win, okay? And then Linnea's going to draw a name, and she's going to send it to Alan. And once I'm done showing you the rest of these last items here, I'm going to let you know who that winner is, okay? So put a me. All right, so a couple of things. Pattern background stencils. Remember all those different patterns I was showing you on those cards? This is the set. You get 7 different patterns in here. So we have the small little circles, larger circles. We've got stars, hearts, flowers, stripes, and butterflies. All right? And these are all larger, what what are they called? Larger stencils for your larger, like 5x7 cards, up to that. You can also use these on scrapbook pages, just kind of move it around. They work beautifully. You've seen me use them on like A2 card samples, all the way down to note cards. They're fantastic. 7 stencils all together, okay? All in one set. You've seen me showing you all of these pinpoint dies. So we have the gorgeous rectangles. We have the ovals, the squares, and the circles. These can all be used by themselves. You can mix and match and mingle them, but they all layer up beautifully with our hand-torn dies as well. They're designed to be used together if you want. And then last but not least is that mixed postage rectangle die set that I've been showing you. Absolutely amazing. And every single one of these postage edges is unique. Just like our mixed scalloped rectangle dies, these are designed very similarly with that same idea in mind. They all go together, but they all have unique edges. They're absolutely gorgeous. All right? So that is it. Mr. Hunt, if you want to go back to me, and then you've got to give me the winner's name.
Sissy Sue Creations.
All right, well, can you go back to me in the camera?
Why do I have to?
All right, well, he just told me, Sissy Sue Creations, you are the winner. Congratulations. Sissy Sue Creations, if you will please send an email to customerservice@ldrscreative.com, and we will get a $10 gift certificate sent out to you that you can use at LDRS Creative. Yay! All right, everybody. Gosh, this was so much fun, and I know we've gone a little bit over in time, but I hope you guys enjoyed it at least half as much as I did. I love new collections. I love when I get to finally tell everybody about them. All of these are available currently in retail stores as well as on our website. I will tell you that we do have, some of the items some of the items have already been restocked, and some of them are on their way to needing to be restocked. So if there's something that you want to make sure that you get, make sure you get it quickly, because some of the items, like I said, we're getting close to running out, and it does take us a little while sometimes to get them restocked. So anyway, have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Oh, I want to issue a little reminder before we go. Next Tuesday is an HSN craft day. So we're going to be traveling out there. I'm going to be on in the 12 o'clock hour. This is all Eastern time, 12 p.m. and 2 p.m. Eastern time. Sometime within each of those hours, not necessarily at the top of the hour. We've got 4 new bundles that I actually did a little debut of those just last night for you, so you can watch that video on our YouTube channel as well as on our Facebook page. But those bundles are available, and I do know that some of them are already going pretty quickly. So again, if that's something that you're interested in, then I would encourage you to go take a look at those, and hopefully join me on Tuesday. I would love to know that you guys are out there watching and listening, and I don't know, it's just always so much fun. So don't forget Craft Day. What?
There's a lot of people who have placed more than one order
Uh-huh.
on our site during the live.
Okay. Alan is telling me that many of you have placed more than one order on our site during this live. I want you to know that we will work to combine. If you've placed more than one order, we will work to combine those into a single shipment. We'll take a look at the shipping costs that you've paid, and if there is an overage and we can save you some money on that shipping, we will definitely process a refund on a partial shipping refund if we're able to do that. So don't you guys worry. If you have more than one order placed, we'll take care of those for you.
But can they let us know so that we make sure we pass?
Oh, Alan is asking if you can let us know if you've placed more than one order, just to kind of help us along so that we know to look out for it. We always try and catch them. Sometimes we miss them, but if you give us a heads up, it helps us to make sure that we do take care of it for you. Okay, is that it?
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, have a great evening. Thank you so much for joining tonight and last night. And the night before, like I said, Tuesday I'll be on HSN. Hopefully you guys will be able to join in. We will be back here again Thursday night, and we're going to be doing a crafting show for you guys again next Thursday, 7 p.m. I will be crafting, so we'll get that scheduled so you guys can get your reminders all set. So have a wonderful evening, fantastic weekend, and we'll see you back here soon. Bye, everybody.